Hey guys and gals, what's going on? Today I'm back at it again with another Alien review, and today we'll be doing The Craft. Now, this review will be different. I will be doing two different reviews. One will be a synopsis for certain films, TV shows, and video games, and some will be just reviews where I just simply talk about the film. Now, today we'll be talking about The Craft, a supernatural witchcraft, thriller, mystery, and fantasy movie. Now, I'll be talking about the review first, and then I'll be talking about what I liked and how I liked the witch dynamics. Now, this is the review. I really liked the weirdness and the plot of how creepy and somewhat realistic the movie was when it came to witchcraft. And I loved the character development and between Nancy, Rochelle, Sarah, and Bonnie's character. I loved how we were able to see the characters' downfalls, issues, and we're able to see their fears, their accomplishments, and their aspirations. And I also loved how they made certain things so much creepier than what it was. Like Bonnie's scars in the hospital was so much scarier than what it truly was shown. And I just love 90s film and how they make one situation that can be so normal to completely sick and gross. And I love the witch aesthetic, and the 90s witch aesthetic was so cool. I loved the gothic vibes. I loved how creepy it was, and I liked how they used their powers for people that wronged them, because I thought that was so funny and so cool. Like how Rochelle used her power to make all that girl's hair fall. I thought that was so gross and so wicked. I loved how it wasn't stereotyped. I liked how it wasn't a stereotypical witch like Sabrina. It was more realistic and more raw and more corrupted. I loved that. I loved how every character had their own conflicts and either fix them or resolve them, while in a lot of movies nowadays it's just kind of basic and not really the same. Another thing I liked is how they all got vengeance or some sort of goal they wanted to do with the powers. I thought that was amazing. I loved the witch dynamic with how Nancy's spells weren't working as much as Sarah's were. I love how it was kind of like a supreme thing, like an American Horror Story. When the old witch is dying down, the new witch rises type of situation. I loved that aspect and how every character was so different in multiple ways, and how with their powers it was affecting their decisions and it would come back to haunt them later in life. And I love how, and this is shown in Sarah's power. Sarah wanted Chris to like her, so she puts this puppy love spell on him, but it causes her to almost get raped by him. So I love how their powers had a still effect on each and every character's whatever their choices were for their powers had an effect on them. I love that a lot. I liked how dark and gruesome it was, and I liked how there was a good darkness, and then there was a light darkness, and how light versus dark kind of fought with Sarah and Nancy. And I liked the cool witch fight dynamic power. I thought that was amazing. And I like how it ended with Nancy going completely insane and Rochelle and Sarah losing their powers for good. And Sarah reigning supreme. So overall, I'm rating this whole movie a 10 out of 10. Best acting I've ever seen. Great characterization and amazing plot. And that is it on the Alien review.